Good morning. Great to be here today. I'm John McCord. I'm known as the old storyteller. People ask me sometimes what was the first story you ever told. Well, the first one I can remember, I think I was 4. My mother had one lamp. It was very precious. And she came in the room and she said, "Who broke my lamp?" And I said, "Sue did it." The first story that I ever told. Sue was duly punished, but later on I was too. I'd like to tell you an event that happened several years ago. I don't know exactly how long ago, but down in Alabama in the Coosa Valley area, Coosa River runs from over in North Georgia and goes down across Alabama. And before they built the dams and the lakes on it, it was quite a swift river. Very muddy all the time, very swift, and it would get up out of banks fairly often. If they had rain over in the mountains in North Georgia and South Carolina, the Coosa flooded. There was people that lived along the Coosa that lived in little houses that they had built out of slab lumber at sawmills. This is not kind, but a lot of people refer to them as river rats. For some reason, most of the river rat people had large families. And you'd see some unusual things around their houses. They always built close to the river because they fished and sold the fish that they caught. Also, they trapped in the wintertime muskrats and every now and then a mink and things like that. Also skunks. Skunk hide does sell well if you can stand skinning a skunk. But things like this. Man driving down the road one day and he's getting there close to the river and he sees a whole yard full of children playing with what he thinks at first might be a calf. It's a large animal. Only when he gets a little closer, that surely just is a large dog. But then when he gets to where he can really see, it's a hog, a big white hog. He notices it's limping. Well, one of the children moves to where he can see, it has a wooden leg for one hind leg. It's walking on a wooden leg. He's very amazed. He pulls his car over. He sees a man sitting on a stump out there and his straw hat pulled down over his face. He has on a pair of bib overalls. That's all. It was summertime. That's all he needed. The man's asleep sitting there on the stump. Got a pipe in his mouth and it's hanging down. He goes over and he wakes the man. The man jumps and says, "Well, what do you want?" He said, "Sir, I was wanting to know, is this your hog?" "That's my hog and he's not for sale." He said, No, I'm not trying to buy him. I'm just curious about the wooden leg. "The hog is not for sale, fella. How many times have I got to tell you? I wouldn't take $1 million for that hog. That's the most wonderful hog in the world." He said, No, I'm not trying to buy him, sir. I'm curious about the wooden leg. Just let me tell you about that hog. He said, "Let me tell you, most wonderful hog in the world. Don't even try to buy him. He's not for sale." And I said, "Okay." So the man says, "Well, a couple years ago, a woman, she come running out of the house there one day and she says, 'The house is on fire, the house is on fire.' Well, I knew right off. She's thrown her cigar at the stove and it went over into the wood box. Well, yep, house is on fire. Well, it was really rolling and pine slab burned pretty fast. And we rounded up the kids and we counted kids and all, and she says, 'That's all of them, Oscar.' And I said, 'No, I believe there's another one somewhere. We're missing one.' 'No, that's all of them.' And about that time we heard a scream and we looked around and there was little Sally Ann Beth standing there looking out the window, our baby daughter. And the flames were just rolling up around her. Oh, you couldn't believe it. And it was scary. And I run for the house, but it was just too hot. I couldn't get in there. And I said, 'Well, she's gone.' And I turned around and about the time I did, something brushed me on the leg and it was that hog. He dove right head first through that window, grabbed little Sally Ann Beth by the back of her dress and jumped right back out and brought her right out there with us. Wouldn't take $1 million for that hog, man. Man said, 'Well, I'm sure that's true, but what about the wooden leg?' He said, 'Fella, let me tell you about that hog. That's not the only great thing he's ever done. He's a magnificent hog. You can't believe it. You don't even talk about buying him.' He said, 'I'm not trying to buy him. What about the wooden leg?' So let me just tell you, we built back, very similar to one we had. And the next spring, the Coosa flooded, and it was plumb up here near the house. And way over yonder through them trees, it's plumb over there too. It was nearly a mile wide right along in here. The kids is out there playing around it, and I told them, now you watch out. Fall in there, you'll be plumb to Montgomery, Alabama before you know it. Be down there among strangers. And well, little Oscar Jr., he's running around there, and they're throwing sticks in the water, and they'd used up all the sticks there close. He run to get another one and tripped and fell right out in that water. He went, and there he went. He was screaming and hollering and bobbing up and down. Well, I can't swim worth a flip. And I said, well, little Oscar Jr. is gone. And about that time, that hog come by me like a rocket. He jumped way out yonder in the water, and he hit, and I mean, when he did, it looked like a motorboat. He was going down that river. You can't believe how fast he was going. And he was gaining on him, but they went outside around the bend down there. I said, well, lost the hog for sure. And little Oscar's gone too, by the way. And I went in the house, and I told my wife, honey, we've lost the hog. Oh my goodness, what's happened? She said, well, he jumped in the river. He did. Well, little Oscar fell in, and he went after him. Oh, she said, oh my word. She said, that's heartbreaking. I'm gonna miss that hog. She said, he kept the garbage cleaned up around here. Bless his heart. I'm gonna miss him. I guess I'll miss the boy too. But which one was it? I told little Oscar Jr. Oh yeah, okay. Well, we sat around there that evening, boy, we was missing the hog, something terrible. After dark, I heard something outside there, and I cold oil lamp walked out there, and there was that hog dragging little Oscar by the overall straps. He had saved my baby boy and brought him back home. Fella don't even talk about buying that hog. He is not for sale. He said, sir, I'm not trying to buy your hog. I want to know about the woodland. Fella, have I had to say all this and you still don't understand? When you got a hog that wonderful, you don't eat him all at once. You just cut off a hunk at a time.